Yo, what's going on, guys? It's Lex, and today it's a special video because it's actually a deck profile of something I was cooking in the past few days, and I'm very excited to share it with you. So I'm just jump right in and show you what it's all about. So it's a Spellcaster OTK deck, which rely on Arcanite Magician, both Arcanite Magician and the Tempest Magician. So that's the list I will be showcasing in the replays. I have a few replays for you guys to see how the deck works. But first, I'm just gonna show you a solo mode game just to explain how it goes and what you need to have in hand and how you set up the OTK. So yeah, I'm just gonna load up a solo mode game and show you. So for this OTK, you actually need one instant fusion that we have here, and then we need a tuner access and a level 4 spellcaster monster. So we say one diver. I'm gonna put out the brain control and Dark Dragon because it's kind of crazy. So I'm just gonna put a bunch of trap cards in my hand just to see because it doesn't really matter. We need also a level 4 spellcaster monster, and yeah, that's pretty much it. So let's say the spy survive the turn, or it special summon another spy, and the second spy survives. So the game state is you control a level 4 spellcaster monster on your board. Now it's your turn. You go normal summon Diva. Diva will special summon another Diva from the deck. From there, you make a Tempest Magician. Tempest Magician open summon gets one spell counter. Then you can go for instant fusion. You pay 1,000, and special summon the Magician King. It's very important because the Magician King is actually a spellcaster. So now you can use it with Diva to make the Arcanite Magician, which is very important for the OTK. So upon summon you get 2 spell counters. So the attack of Arcanite Magician goes to 2400. And now you actually use the first effect of Tempest Magician. So you have to discard all cards in your hand. So ideally you need 3 cards in your hand, but with 2 it should work as well. So here you have 3 random cards, it doesn't matter. So discard all those cards. And for each card discarded, you can place a spell counter on any card you control that can receive a spell counter. So you actually put the spell counters onto Arcanite Magician. Yeah, because it's very important when you read Tempest Magician. Plus 1 spell counter on it. No, so the second line, 1 per turn you can discard any number of cards to place 1 spell counter on the monster you control for each card you discarded. So here, since we discarded 3 cards, we can place 3 new counters onto Arcanite Magician. So this means the attack of Arcanite Magician goes to 5,400. So now you see we got a pretty big Arcanite Magician. So then you just go into battle phase. You might have to use 1 counter of Arcanite Magician to clear the board. So then you go into battle phase. You swing with Arcanite. So Arcanite by itself deals 5,400. Then you attacked with Tempest, which is another 2,200. And then in main phase 2, you actually use Tempest Magician effect and take out all the spell counters on the field. So there's 6 of them. And for each counter, you actually afflict 500 damage to your opponent. So that's 25 burn damage. And if I'm not wrong, we come to a total of 10k, just over 10k damage in 1 turn. So that's the ideal OTK. Yeah, that's pretty much it. So it needs a bit of setup, but you can actually make it work. And now I'm just gonna jump in some gameplay, some replays to show the deck in action. So here's the first game state where I could pull off the OTK. So again, I had a level 4 spellcaster sticking on the board, which is actually a breaker, which is pretty good to to clear a royal operation, for example. And the opponent just pass with an open field. So yeah, top deck a card, and yeah, you can see. So just normal summon Diva. special summon another diva, and you can go for instant fusion, get the Magician King, and now you make Arcanite Magician with 2400, and then you make Tempest Magician with 22. You use Tempest Magician just to increase the attack of Arcanite Magician, so now it's at 4400. I can swing directly, and here I just hope he doesn't have Gorz because it's not game through Gorz, but luckily it's not. So yeah, it take 6600 actually, and then in main phase 2 you can just use Tempest Magician effect to deal 2500, and yeah, that's just game right here. So that's it for the first example. So in this replay, I know the opponent already lost a bunch of life points. There's a Dark Arm Dragon in the end, but it won't matter for the replay. So we were going back and forth. I tried to attack with Gorz, and I play into the Mirror Force, which is fine. And I think I got trap shooted like a few turns prior, so he knew about the Dark Arm Dragon. So that's why he goes for the Transmigration of Prophecy in the end of the battle phase, and he just shuffled a bunch of dark monsters, so now my Dark Arm Dragon is dead. And I can't really do anything about it. So here I just I figure he's playing, you know, I know he's playing Dark Arm Dragon too, so yeah, I have to be wary of the grave. So I just normal summon Kaiku and hope it sticks, and he actually does. So he just passed the turn, and I'm feeling like there must be a Gorz in his hand, and there is, but we can just play through it. So yeah, I just go for Diva, and yeah, go for the combo. So yeah, I can make Tempest Magician with the Kaiku and Arcanite Magician, so then I can use Tempest Magician, and yeah, just upgrade Arcanite Magician to 54, attack directly, and then I can deal 3k damage at the end. So it was 8k anyways, and it was playing through the Gorz. So that's a first way you can OTK the opponent in the actual match, and I'm gonna show you another replay. So for the last replay, I'm actually playing against Hero Frogs, and I just won game number 1. So we're going to game number 2, and this time I'm playing second. So you see open hand. So we just go for like the regular opening with Swap Frog, and just send the Tribune Frog to the grave, and then bounce swap and pass the turn. So here. Another level 4 Spellcaster, which is very good, is actually Kaiku the Ghost Destroyer, because it's good against value, it's good against frogs, and actually main decking it. And I have the luck to open it, and since I have the Mirror Force to protect it, if it doesn't have something good for next turn, yeah, that's just game with the hand I have here, because I open everything I need. So yeah, just go for Kaiku. There's no Gorz, and even if there is, I got the Mirror Force, so attack directly and clear the Tribune Frog. So it just puts him 1 turn back and set the Mirror Force. So now the opponent just goes for the, you know, the frog stuff. So yeah, just thin out the deck, get the second Tribune Frog and all the frogs to the grave, and he has the follow-up. And he actually made the Dupe lock, but that's just game. So yeah, I normal summon Diva, and special summon another Diva. Then I can go for instant fusion, special summon the Magician King, make the first Arcanite Magician with 2 counters, so that's 2400s. Then I can make a Tempest Magician, and just use this effect and discard all 3 cards in my hand to put 3 more counters onto Arcanite Magician, so now he's at 5400. Use this effect once to just pop the Dupe in defense, and now I can swing onto the first Dupe Frog and actually deal 5300 damage. So it gets very low, and Tempest Magician just kills him, except if he has Battle Fader, and even if he has Battle Fader in Memphis 2, I can just go Tempest Magician to burn for 2500 again. And yeah, so that's pretty much it for the last replay. Like I said in the comments, you just get the Tempest burn for 2500 in Memphis 2. So yeah, that's it for the last replay. Now I just show you the list again and talk about some possible improvements for the deck. So now just to conclude about the deck. So here's the current list that I'm using. And inside there's a few changes, but so what's very important is to have some level 4 spellcaster monster that stick on the board. So I think the Gravekeeper engine is one of the best, if not the best, way to stick level 4's spellcaster monsters on the field. And yeah, I'm also really enjoying the Kaiku the Ghost Destroyer in the main deck because first it's a pretty strong monster, so it can usually sticks. You don't have to attack with it, you can just stick it up on the board and wait, or just try to protect it. And then next turn just go for the combo. So you see in all 3 OTKs I actually use the Deep Sea Diver, but you can also use the wheel and double Creepburns like I said, so that's why I'm using Dark Grapher. And I mean the Dark Arm Dragon, you can just get games free like this, and Instant Fusion give you the level 5 Spellcaster, so the Magician King, but there's other options. You can, for example, get the Tricky, which is a Spellcaster Extender level 5, so you just have to discard a monster, a card to special summon it. Ideally, you discard a Creeburn just to combo with the wheel, but yeah, since I'm only playing one, we didn't see much of it. So that's pretty much for the current list, and yeah, the side deck is not. I mean, it's nothing serious, but I think the concept of the deck is very interesting, and we can make it better. And now I'm gonna talk about some random facts. So yeah, I have a bunch of lists here, but yeah, for the Arcanite ATK card pool. So now I want to talk about a few things. So you saw the Tricky. I think it's a pretty good card because yeah, I mean it's a 2000 attack beat stick, and it's a Spellcaster, and it's a level 5, so it's a great a great replacement for Instant Fusion. So it can increase the consistency of the deck. But the thing is, you have to discard a card. So it can be good if you have the Creeburn and the wheel, but if you don't, it's not that great. And also, since you discard a card, it's less card to discard for Tempest Magician, so less burn effect and less attack into the Arcanite Magician, so you have to kind of keep that in mind, but I think it's an interesting card. Next we have Oracle of the Sun, which is also level 5 Spellcaster Extender, so it works like a Cyber Dragon, so you can special summon it on the field, but if you do that, this means you don't have a level 4 on the field already, so it only combos if you have the wheel, because you have to commit your normal summon and for the level 4 Spellcaster monster, and use the wheel for the tuners. And if you use Oracle of the Sun, I think I would advise to play Breaker the Magical Warrior instead of Kaiku, because at least with Breaker you could maybe clear back row before going for the full combo with the wheel. Thirdly, for the Junk Synchron, there's a few things I want to touch on. The first is if you normal summon it, you can use its effect to special summon a level 2 tuner from the grave. So let's say you have a Spellcaster Magician, yeah, Spellcaster level 4 that stick on the board, and the Instant Fusion in your hand, it still works. You can just normal summon Junk Synchron, get back, let's say, Diva from the grave, and so now you have both tuners. You use Instant Fusion for the Magician King, use Diva and Magician King for Arcanite Magician, and no, actually it doesn't really work. Yeah, my bad. So yeah, it would only work with Instant Fusion, and I want to talk about it. So I'm just gonna show you the card pool, but sadly in Edison, if you want a Spellcaster Fusion that you can special summon with Instant Fusion, the only target that exists, the only target available for us is Magician King, so the level 5. So you can only use it to make Arcanite Magician with a level 2, or if you run it, you can use Mind Master with emergency teleports, and that's the level 1 tuner, that's the level 5 Spellcaster, and you can actually make a Tempest Magician like this. But sadly, for some reason in the OCG, they had access already in 2010. I think it's a very old card. They had the Camion Wizard, which was like released in 2003 or something in the OCG, but actually in TCG it just came out in 2013, so we can't use it. But if we could with Instant Fusion, it would be much better, because that way you don't have to have a level 4 Spellcaster that stick from the previous turn, and you can just use the extenders and commit the normal summon for the tuners. So the deck would be much better if this card was available, but it isn't. And yeah, the last card I want to touch on was the Fabled Cerberus, because yeah, you can just discard it with the Tricky, and then you get Special Summon back, and it's actually a tuner. So this makes a free Arcanite Magician out of your hand without committing the normal summon. So that's pretty good. But sadly, we can't use that anymore. I mean, we can't. So yeah, maybe the deck is better in Tengu. I don't know. But yeah. I think we can make still some improvements on the deck and yeah, work on the side deck. But I think that was pretty cool. So yeah, I'm glad I could share it with you guys. And yeah, don't hesitate to leave some comments if you find ways to improve the deck. I would be happy to know. Yeah, so that's it for me, and see you in the next one, guys. Bye bye.